Hi, everyone, it's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you so much for watching and listening here in the United States, across the world. We're going to be reaching 3 billion people and helping 3 billion people thanks to you. And we are asking if you can give us a big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, word of mouth. Check out our catalog, over 565 episodes, which is just remarkable as I hear myself say that. Uh, but we can't do this without your help. And if you're not on your phone, or if you are on your phone, then maybe you could see what there we go, with the virtual screen and behind me. Uh, if you can reach out to maybe 25, 50, 100 contacts of yours and share the Voices for Voices podcast, that'd be very welcome. And thank you so much in advance for everything that you have done to make Voices for Voices who we are, what we are, for being able to reach people and all continents. It's really an awesome feeling. This particular episode, just want to focus a little bit on, or a lot on, everything doesn't go in life, everything doesn't go the way we want it to. And that's just a fact because nobody's perfect. So there's times where things go good, there's times where things don't go so good. And it's important to realize that all the good, the bad, the ugly is what has taken us from an earlier period of time to kind of the current state of who we are. So get a little bit like philosophical on this particular show. And since everything doesn't go as planned, as we expected, again, there's times that do go as expected or close to that, and times that don't. And if it wasn't for all those shared experiences, uh, we wouldn't be where we are. And if we think about it and think, well, I wish this thing would have happened, I wish this wouldn't have worked out in the negative, or whatever it may be. If those things wouldn't have happened, it wouldn't make us who we are today, which I believe that there's good in everybody, but some decisions, uh, some events, some circumstances prove to be otherwise. So when we say we're sending our love and support to everybody, we are, uh, even our enemies, because we're all human. Now, there's things our enemies have done, and we don't agree with that and those things. But at the core, as just as we get older, it just becomes more, I think, more center stage because we have a little bit more perspective on life's events. And I think that is helpful for any parent, any guardian, any person that's able to take a whole lot of good, a whole lot of not good, put it together, and come out on the other side. There's many times that I've mentioned where I I could not be here on Earth because of decisions that I made. But somehow, some way, for me, God was looking out for me. And not only that, but we talk about the purpose. Like what are we here on earth for? When we talk about this a lot, but it's important because we think, well, for me, why did God save me? Why am I still here and others not? Some of it's hereditary, some of it's decision making, some of it's a combination, some of it's bad luck, but whatever we want to call it, it's important for us just to think about why are we here? And there must be a reason why we're here. Is it the rat race, right? Where we're just sitting in the office and oh yeah, yes boss, yes boss, yes boss, yes boss, and then go home and then we wake up the next day, we do the same thing and then the next day and then the next day and we look back and I'm speaking from experience of all the different experiences I've had that it gives me a lot of perspective on, well, if this thing didn't happen, then I wouldn't have got here or there. And some of those things are good, some of them are not so good. When we talk about voices for voices, if I hadn't had that mental health crash in 2017, I would probably wouldn't be sitting here. You wouldn't be watching me. You wouldn't be listening to me or our guests. And so that is the core of it because God could have taken me at that time in 2017 just like that, just in a snap of a finger. He could have just taken me. But he didn't. He must have seen something clearly that I didn't see. I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get by. There wasn't a lot of hope for me in feeling like what's next for me? How am I gonna, how am I gonna get to the next day? Not just the next month or the next year. How am I gonna get through today to get to tomorrow? And am I still gonna be feeling the same way? Is it gonna just hurt because I have to try something new? I had to try something new. I had to put my trust in people I had no idea, I never met in my life, and I had to put my trust and faith that they would look out for my betterment and a lot of other individuals too. And so we take all these things and go, okay, well, just about 10 years ago, we come up with November of 2026. That's a 10-year mark. And so I could say without a doubt that 10 years ago, I had no idea if I was going to be alive. Not only that, because I just said that, but I, again, I don't know if I mean, I wouldn't be here to today because a lot of what manifested itself me writing my book, the one, nope. See if I can. Okay, I'm kind of there we go. That one, The House of You Prescription for Living. I never would have written a book about my mental health. So that for sure wouldn't have happened. And that was on advice from one of my therapists, my first my first therapist out of the hospital, outside of the group therapy that I was in. So that book wouldn't be a thing. That wouldn't lead me to want to do more than just like, oh, okay, here's my mental health journey. And I've kind of come out on the other side, I guess. But and you can too. That's what I mean when I say all these experiences, good, bad, and different, they all get, you know, they all get welded or grouped together to be who we are today. And whether you watch or listen to this episode when it first drops, or if you watch or listen in days, weeks, months, years down the road, I wouldn't be here. And it's kind of scary to think about that. It's scary to think about like how will my loved ones go on? How and like it's real. Like life is real, death is real. When someone passes away, we don't we don't get to see them anymore on Earth in a human state. And that's hard to grasp, especially when it's somebody so close in the family. With my dad, I mean, I give it, anything to have him back. God needed him for something much bigger, much greater than me and my family. He needed my dad, and so that's part of why we have this episode is because, like I said, in a snap of a finger, we can find ourselves not here on Earth. And it's like, oh yeah, well, we live and then we die, and then and then what do we do in the meantime? Do we help ourselves? Do we help our families? What do we help others? What do we do? And so I challenge each one of our viewers and listeners to just stop and take inventory of where you're at in life. And I'm not talking about getting promotions. I'm just talking about in general. And some people go, "Oh, well, you're thinking about death too much." Well, I don't think about it all the time, but it is a fact of life. So it's a little bit hard for me not to talk about it especially after seeing so many, I mean, whether they're celebrities or not, they take their own life. There's a high profile federal attorney who took his life just recently. And we can think, well, he had money, he had family, he had, but we don't know what's going on inside, in between the ears with individuals. That's another big area that I like to talk about and share about because it's so true. We're not the only ones going through what we're going through. Might not be exactly like other, similar enough. When I was in hospital in 2017, I thought I was the only one had, the mental health, just the burnout, the not knowing what was going to happen to myself and what I was going to do next. The corporate world wasn't, I, I, I just, I guess, didn't get along with the corporate world. I had another stint after that, but the corporate world can be good and it can be not so good. I mean, I had toxic bosses just about my entire corporate work life. Were they the reason why I had my mental health crash? I don't know. It- I think they contributed to that. I mean, just think of a car, an engine, and you can only go so far with that, and then it's going to stop working. We have a car with gas, runs out of gas, and you're still pressing the gas pedal, or same thing with the electric vehicle. Keep pressing the pedal, wondering, like, come on, we got to go. We got to keep going. We can't stop. We can't stop. We're just 20 miles to the next charging station, and we're only going to make it 10 more miles. What do we do? Those are the types of things that I didn't understand at the time. And so for me, not only to want to help people, and some people go, oh, well, the big thing you have is the show and yeah, mythical creatures around the world. But as far as the show, it's like, what do you mean? Like you're helping people just by talking and sharing? Well, from someone who has had lots of experience in therapy, group therapy, individual therapy for just about 10 years, as I said earlier in the show, I know a little bit about therapy. I know a little bit about the mental health deal, and it's a real thing. But I'm also, and you or somebody, a loved one, a colleague, a coworker, a teammate, fellow coach. I mean, doesn't matter who we are. We all go through hard times. We do. I mean, it's just the fact of life. And so for, over 30 years of my life, that's what happened. A lot of good, bad, ugly, everything. Then I start to think, if those want to happen, I may not be alive, number one. Number two, I wouldn't be where we're at organization wise, meeting certain people. And it comes down to trying. Let's try. Let's see. We're not going to know if we don't try. We can go, oh, this looks glamorous or this looks a certain way, aesthetically pleasing. And then we try and go, oh, too much work, or I just I'm not bought in emotionally. And so we're all the sum of us is of all the parts, and all the parts are all the events, all the circumstances, all the things that happen over the course of our life makes us who we are today. And so I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking for none of that. I'm just sharing my voice because I just have a feeling that there's at least one person that watches and or listens to this episode. It'll benefit. Be like, wow, I didn't realize this. And it's more of sharing about it because, right, we sometimes keep everything in our head. And that's what I did. I kept everything in my head, thinking I could do it. I could do it. I could figure it out. I could do it. I can do it. And then I couldn't. There was so much of the I coulds that like almost like that emoji with the brain um like puff or poof or whatever. And my brain it was just overloaded. And so that's a big part of what drove me to where I was at the those years ago. So it's important that as hard as it is, hard as it feels, and I'm speaking from experience myself, if the things that we've gone throughout life didn't happen in the exact way that they did, this could be a whole new ball game for a lot of us. And some of us may be like, even now, I don't really know if this is what I want to do. You can never stop learning. You can never stop researching. The only limitation is you and me. We're our only limitation. So something to think about. Doesn't mean we're having the perfect life at all. All I know is with Voices for Voices, for me, goes so much more than the podcast and mythical creatures around the world. It's so much bigger than me. It's not me. It's bigger than me. Makes me sad, mad, upset, just wondering, why. And so I hope you've gained just a little bit of knowledge. And again, I'm not here just preaching to have my voice heard. This is real life I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a video game. I'm not talking about anything like that, or virtual reality or whatever. I'm talking about life. And life is hard. One of the best things we can do is to be a little bit kinder to ourselves. Instead of, oh, I missed that. Oh, I didn't do that. Should have did this. Instead of that, you when I first heard kind of that saying of, celebrate the small wins, or like if something goes well, celebrate it. Doesn't mean you have to drink alcohol, doesn't mean you have to party with drugs or anything like that. Could just mean taking some time away from screens, devices, and going, you know what? I can slow down for a little bit. Or I did something I feel good about. And I'm trying so hard to do that for myself, of being kinder to myself instead of going, oh, Justin screwed up there. You knew that would happen. Just trust me, there's plenty of those that will happen. Part of the mind is like, well, you deserve that. And the other part's going, now we can maybe learn from an experience or two. So thank you for joining us. If you can give us a big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost. If you can pull out your phone, if your phone's not already pulled out, and share the Voices for Voices podcast with maybe 25, 50, 100 of your contacts. We greatly appreciate that. And we greatly appreciate you and anyone who has ever tuned in to our show, whether you've been with us from the beginning or this is your first episode. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the Voices for Voices family. Come as you are, and let's celebrate all the voices in the world. And also, let's be a voice for not only ourselves, but maybe somebody else in need can be a voice for. So thank you very much. We'll see you on another episode of the Voices for Voices podcast. Bye bye for now.